Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Grace Wanjiko. Yeah, and I call myself Gracie.w on all social media platforms. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Yeah, I'll be very honored. So I'll just go direct to the point. The topic of the day, I'm going to talk about grief. Yeah, and this is something that I experienced last year, which I thought I will never experience such a feeling ever, ever. So, yeah, apparently, I lost my brother last year in May, which was a hard thing to swallow, till now, till date. I never thought that I will ever lose someone so close to me, someone you think that will live forever. I thought he was immortal, but yeah, those were my thoughts, and God had other plans for him. So, what I'm going to talk about today is how to handle grief, what I thought of grief, how grief changed my personality, the triggers, silent grief, grieving someone who is so close to you, what grief feels like, what's the reality of grief, and stages of grief. But I'll try to be very brief. So I will start with how I received the news that day. And I remember it was on the 26th of May, 2025. I'll never forget that day. I'll never. So I was just working. I was employed. And I was working in town in Jamia Mall. You're all aware of that mall. Just opposite Koja, opposite the Bazaar Plaza. So my sister just called me. I had arrived. It was very early in the morning. I think by 8, 7, I had already arrived. So my sister was calling me, and just hearing her voice, I was like, "What's happening? You need to come. You need to go home ASAP." Yeah, and I was like, "What's happening? What's not happening?" And I remember I called one of my friends, and I was just like, come, there's an emergency at home. And I thought, what was the emergency? And just something within me, I don't know what was it, but I just had this feeling that my brother had passed away. And I shed tears before even asking my boss for permission just to leave because it is an emergency. I shed tears, literally a lot of tears. And my sister was like, "No, nothing like that has happened." She was just lying to me. And I was like, "Okay, then that's a good sign." And I was very close to him, very, and I mean very. And he just made me feel like, I don't know, that feeling that you feel like you're home, you're just home. Yeah. So we just reached to the hospital he was in, and I was just told that you've lost your brother. We're sorry. My day. I cried myself out. So, how to handle grief? How have I handled grief so far? By crying. I'll start from there because I've been crying. Even before shooting this episode, I cried. I cried myself out. Yeah, I miss him so much, and that feeling will never end. That loss, you just feel like something inside your heart has been taken away, and you feel like there's a space that is so empty. Yeah. I also journal. I journal a lot, especially when I'm sad. I write it out so that I can get over it. I also like just put myself on timeout and tell myself that just cry, just feel, just laugh. And yeah, that's a coping mechanism that I've really been holding on to and just been solving my problems, especially my grieving journey. It has not been easy, such a hard thing to swallow, but I've really tried to be strong for myself. Also, I try to pray. Sometimes I dream of him and I'm like, oh my God, you're still here with me. Yeah. And it makes me just feel like he's still here. He's still here. Yeah, that's basically it, how I've handled grief. I've also been posting on my social media platforms. Yeah, posting a lot and just reminding myself that he's still a part of my life. Yeah, he's still here with me. What I thought of grief, I thought that the world will stop and grieve with me, mourn with me, comfort me, be there for me. But yeah, I was just, thought, yeah, it was not, that's not it. Yeah. I also thought that, okay, this is cringy and crazy as far. But I thought that my brother would be just watching Nigerian movies while I was young, the Afro cinema. So I thought that my brother will appear out of nowhere like a spirit, and I'm like, oh, we talk, we laugh, we do it, but no, nothing like that will ever happen. And until now, I'm delusional. Think that he will appear as a ghost and just tell me, hi, how have you been? How was your day? Blah, 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 blah. But no, you're so wrong. You're so wrong. And I know I'm not alone on this. We are a lot of us. So, the what I also thought of grief is that people will just talk about him over and over again. People will come and just comfort you and just mourn with you, but no, that's wrong. I was just wrong all along. That is not going to happen. I also thought that your people will understand you when you talk about him over and over again, but I was so wrong. Yeah, that's just not it. So the reality of grief is that you will cry alone. People will get annoyed of you talking about him over and over again. So just talk to yourself about him, journal, or just take a walk and just think about him. Yeah. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Embrace that feeling, those emotions. Cry as much as you want, laugh. Just don't forget to feel like you deserve it. It's completely normal to just experience those stages and feelings. So people will just, the world will not stop and just think about him and just grieve with you. The world will move on very fast, very, very fast. So just keep in mind that you're not alone in this. A lot of us are going through grief and not you alone. So make sure you give yourself so much empathy. And it's not your fault. It's never your fault. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is triggers. So it triggers me how people just you talk to, and it's completely normal. I understand. And that's what has made me like become the person I am today. That people will not understand you, and you'll be just so mad and just so furious, and you'll just be like, no, why don't you understand me? I know you've never grieved before, but why don't you understand me? And that's okay. That's completely okay, because some people have also gone through huge problems and we don't understand them. Yeah. So what grief feels like: hard pill to swallow. It's very sad, heartbreaking, but then again it makes you like feel like you treasure, it changes your perspective of life tremendously. It makes you just embrace, treasure these moments, and just be in the moment. Don't think about like, oh, just because tomorrow is going to be, actually, how is tomorrow going to be? No, it's going to be okay. You just leave it upon achia kesho kesho. We focus on today. Yeah. So, you'll just have those such moments that umetulia tu hivi. You're just seated and something just crosses your mind and you're like, why not now? And you're just you were okay, and that's grieving. I know you're just okay and something just crosses your mind and you start shedding tears, and it's sad, but it's then again just that's the whole point of grieving, crying. Yeah. So grieving feels like you're empty, but then again you're whole. You're crying, but then again you're laughing. You feel like you're alone, but then again you are like, you have him, like you can feel his presence, his or her presence around you. You feel like the world is just not understanding you, but we do understand you. Most of us just understand you. And that's why you just need to give yourself more grace, more and more grace. I'll not stop saying that. Give yourself so much grace that you understand that you need to experience every feeling that you are experiencing. So, yeah, lately I've been just grieving in silence. I don't want to talk about, I don't want to annoy anyone. I don't want to like seem like I'm asking for sympathy or I'm seeking empathy. I just learned how to deal with it on my own. Yeah, and that's it. So yeah, I cry, and when I cry, I'm just like, I need a break. So I just isolate myself. I really isolate myself when I go through this experience, this grieving journey, and I isolate myself in the point that one of my friend even calls me and, umenyamaza rada, niko tu sawa, but then again hapo ndani na dedi mtu wangu. Lakini yeah, so yeah, that's the whole coping mechanism that I've done lately. And I'm telling you, you can't just keep talking about him. Life moves on, and you have to move on. You just have to. You have to. So what else? How grief has changed my personality. Like I say, my perspective of life has changed tremendously. And these days I'm filled with so much gratitude. Like I'm just so grateful for being well, for seeing, for smelling, for all the five senses. Yeah, just for being whole, for being healthy and the unhealthy, just for being sad and for being happy. I'm just grateful for life in general. Like with grief comes a lot of gratification. So grief has changed me so much. I also understand like people do not understand you, and that's okay. That's okay. That's people have never experienced grief before. They will not understand you. It might be even your closest friend or your closest family member. And you don't have to be like furious because such things or you've come across such people. You just have to like not talk to them about those experiences. So yeah, um, so I got to understand that there are different types of grief, and my grief was loss of a sibling, and another person might be the loss of a parent, of a loved one, or yeah. So I came to understand that we don't grieve the same way. People grieve differently, and you might be you might think that maybe someone close to you, maybe your sister or your closest family member or your friend, you grieve the same, but that's not it. You don't grieve the same. And I just want to say that I became super grateful that I'm able to understand either someone, a stranger or whoever approaches me and they are going through grief, and I'm able to just take my time, understand him, feel, be so empathetic, and just tell him that I do understand what you're feeling, and I'm just here for you if you need anything, if you need someone to talk to, if you need someone to just yap, I'm just here, because I know how grieving makes you just feel like you are on your own. Yeah. So that's it. Just give yourself the grace, and be kind to yourself, and just find someone to talk to, even if it's God himself. Just talk to him, pray, and just, you're strong enough, you can tackle this. And don't just know that you're not on this alone. We are a lot of us are experiencing grief, and you'll get past it. Yeah. So this is a letter to my brother. I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, I'm not. I'm a very strong woman. So I'll just go ahead and read it. Hello, brother. I miss you so much. I think of you every single day. Not hearing from you makes me sick to the stomach. The fact that I will never see you again is my worst nightmare. Deep down, I know you're here by my side, and to be honest, I feel your presence everywhere I go. I know you're super proud of me. Continue rooting for me. I love you so much. Continue resting in peace. So I will just finish this episode by saying that I hope everyone going through mourning or grieving, may God comfort you. And you can handle this. You're strong enough to handle this. So never give up, and give yourself a lot of grace. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. This is the end of this episode. This is the end of episode 3. Thank you for listening to me. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.